Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson you are going to create the benefit part of the home page, which will be this one, and we are going to recreate this part. We have the icons over here. The first thing we are going to do is to create the background. I'll use the rectangle tool, create a shape just like this, and then we are going to round the corners, make it smaller, disable the border, go to the fill, and then use the linear gradient. We are going to make this part dark. Actually, let's make it dark gray, and this one will be 0 opacity, and we are going to move this point over here because we don't want this part to appear. We are going to adjust this a lot. You just follow me and copy the last settings that I go with. Let's bring down the opacity a bit, and then let's change this one to a bit darker or maybe lighter. We will make point over here and make the opacity full. Bring down the color to dark. I'm just playing with it to see something that I like. Let's bring down the opacity for this point. Make it a bit lighter. I'm not sure if this middle point is the right thing that I did. I will just see. If I don't need it, I'm going to remove it actually. Let's see. Actually, let's remove this just like this. Let's keep it like this. I will select it and see what will background blur do for this. I will just select it, enable the background blur to see. No, we don't like this. Shadow, no, it doesn't do anything shadow. Let's go to the color again, and I will move this a bit and make this a bit darker. Okay, we'll keep it like this. We don't want to play with this a lot. I think this is something that we can go with. Now I will duplicate these, press on the Alt and make a copy, bring it over here. We are going to recreate these things again, like the text and the icons. I will copy this icon. Actually, we will take one by one. It's a bit hard to select them, so I just made a copy. I press on the Alt to make a copy out of it. Then we are going to create this shape. We are going to use the rectangle tool for that. It's very easy. Let's go ahead and create a rectangle. I'll make beside it to make sure we have the same size. Make the rounded corners. We will adjust the size a bit, move it over here, make it a bit thinner, move it over here, and then disable the border. You're going to use the linear gradient, make this one dark and this one will be white. We'll bring down the opacity for it a bit. Like this, and then move this over here and this one just like this. So this point has a 0 opacity and it's white. Okay, now let's move this icon. For this one I've added the linear gradient. You can use solid colors if you want, but in my case I'm going to use the linear gradient on them. I just Ctrl Z and let's move it over here. Okay, this is the right position. Okay, now let's write the text. I'll go to the text tool, double click on this one, copy, and then you're going to create a text, paste. I did something wrong. I created this text inside the group, so I'm going to Ctrl Z. Now let's go to the text again and we will create it outside it. I will just write it actually. Payment gateway. And then we will move it over here. Then I will double click on the group to select this text, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then click on an empty area to go out of the group, and then use the text tool to create a text box and then paste your text inside it. Okay, now you will make this text smaller. We will fix the box, make it smaller. We will change it from medium to regular or light, and then bring down the size of it. Then you are going to adjust the size of the text box, move it over here, adjust the size, make it something like this. I think the text is way too small. We are going to select it and increase the size. Okay, let's make the size of the text 50. Okay, we are good like this. Let's fix this. Okay. We are done with the first one. Now we are going to go and create the second one. I will duplicate this background, move it over here, and then you are going to bring the second icon, which is this one. It's a bit hard to click on these icons. You need to zoom in, and then you are going to press on the Alt, and you see when you are not zoomed in, it's a bit hard. I'm just too lazy to zoom in. Press on the Alt and make a copy out of it. Bring it over here. Let's move it to the right position. Something like this is good. Okay, make sure that it's aligned with the other icon. You'll see the purple line when they are aligned, just like this. Now we will go to the text, double click on it, move it over here, make sure it's aligned, and then we are going to change the text. I will double click on this online banking, paste it over here, and this text. This is a random text. I got it from the internet. You can write anything. This is just for the sample. Let's duplicate this again, and we will do the same thing. Make sure they're aligned. Follow the guide, the smart guide that it gives you. Then you're going to bring the last icon that we have. I will just click on it, press on the Alt, make a copy, and move it over here. Now make sure it's aligned with the other icons and it's in the right position. Okay, like this. And then you're going to copy the text again, move it over here. Then you will change the text, the headline. The other text is similar, but I don't know. I will just copy and paste it. Okay, this one. Copy and paste it over here. Perfect. Now the last thing, I'm going to group each of these together. Select this one, right click, group. This one, group. This one, and group. Then we are going to select all of them and move it inside our artboard. We are not going to group all of them together because you will need them to be separated for the prototype mode. Okay, make sure it's in the middle, follow the guidelines, just like this. And then you're going to add the last text that we have, which is this one, Y wallet X. And you're going to make it bigger. Make sure it's in the middle. We're going to make the wallet bold or semi-bold. Actually, medium is good. And then we are going to use the alignment tool to make sure it's in the middle, just like this. Okay, perfect. Now the last thing we are going to create is this button. Let's remove these that we have. Remove them, and we are going to create a button. It's very easy. We will use the rectangle tool, like this. Make the corners rounded and get the color from here. Disable the border, and then we are going to use the text. Let's write start now. And then let's zoom in and move this inside the button, make it bigger. I will make this N small. Okay, and then you will make it medium. Move it in the middle. Let's make it regular again. Select both of them, right click, group them together. Let's move it to its position. Obviously it's a very big button. We are going to make sure it's in the middle first and then make it smaller, like this. Then use the alignment tool again to make sure it's in the middle. And just like this, we've created the second part of the home page for this Wallet X. In the next lesson, you are going to create the other part. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.